Welcome back to Just Two Beardos. Week 7 recap. We are going to get into everything's fantasy football. We will have a special guest, so stay tuned.
Welcome to the show, live from Mesa, Arizona, with your host, Garrison Stevens. Ryan Dieter. Hold on. There he is. Produced by Keaton Mangiolo.
Yeah.
Just Two Beardos.
All right, as promised, we have a special guest. And as you can see on the camera, it's Nick Harper.
Hello.
You might be wondering, this is not Garrison, even though it's hard to tell with the dreadlocks and the different colored skin. But Garrison's missing. He's not actually missing, but
We don't know where he is.
He's gone.
yeah, I mean, he could be anywhere at this point in time. Apparently, he could have COVID, which is interesting. I could have COVID.
We all can
Keaton
have
could,
COVID.
or Nick, yeah.
Hopefully not.
Story has it, he might have gotten it before our Halloween party this last weekend, and all of us were there. So his parents had it, and he got himself tested. We don't know the results yet, so he stayed away from us for this episode. So cross fingers, no one has it, but if I had to take a number on it as far as a gambling man, I think we all probably have it.
That's a positive way of thinking, Ryan.
Positive.
Hey.
COVID positive?
That's a COVID positive way to look at it.
False positive?
Yeah. So, we got Nick. So, you're going to be, running along with me and Keat here, and we'll see what we can talk about here throughout the week. And as we always do, we talk about transactions before the week starts. So, there was a few that I wanted to bring up. Obviously, one that played a huge part in me and Garrison's game is the fact that he picked up the Kansas City defense over and dropped the Patriots defense. So, scored a good amount of points. So they got a pick 6, which helps out a lot. He got his special teams, the punt return or kick return, returned one back for a touchdown as well. So Kansas City defense just scored a freaking ton and helped me lose. Spoiler alert. So that was a huge pickup over transactions. A guy who is coming back into the league, Antonio Brown, if you remember him. He, basically single-handedly screwed me last year. He was my first round pick, and he
In fantasy or
in fantasy. Well, yeah.
Unfortunately,
I mean, you might as well the other way. But
Nice.
Nice. So the reason, he was my first round pick last year. So I think he ended up playing one game last year, and that was for Tom Brady and the Patriots. So the reason why I bring him up, he's back now. He signed with the Buccaneers, back with Tom Brady. With Bruce Arians, still some legal issues that might be happening, so we'll see how long he actually stays on the team for this time around. But Dez took a flyer on him, not a bad choice. Again, I'm not big for picking up wide receivers that have a ton of weapons around them, so that's why I wasn't very interested in picking up Antonio Brown, but Dez took a flyer on him. Why not? You might as well at this point in time. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was Nick here, your kicker swap.
Yeah.
What was the reasoning between? I believe you picked up. Did you pick up? Yeah, you picked up Gostowski and you dropped Sly. What was the reason?
I was watching
Gostowski.
I was watching him on the waiver wire, and I've always had that kicker. The past few years, every time when I'm in the fantasy leagues, he's done pretty good. And I think my kicker was on a bye this week. Is that right?
Oh, was he?
I think that's why I did that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. But I was watching him, and he was still putting up some interesting numbers. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go with this guy. He's cool. He's chill.
Unfortunately, though, he missed the game-winning kick against the Steelers.
Well, It happens.
It does.
It happens.
And it just sucks because it takes points away from you when there's a miss.
Yeah. Well,
So that
that's
burned.
not. That's not the thing on my team that made me upset. But that's fine.
Yeah, we'll get into that, I'm
Yeah.
sure, here very, very shortly. So that was the wrap up here of our transactions over the week, the ones that I thought were pretty key before we got into the results of this week. So we'll get into that right away. Let's begin with our old friend Marcus here against our old friend Matt. Right. So Marcus, again, riding the horse of Tom Brady. Holy cow. Almost 45 points. Jeez. So he rode that horse, Kamara again. It's like 22 points, and you feel like that was like almost a bad day for him. But that was great. He actually had a running back go for negative 0.1.
Oh, man.
Which is hard. A running back going negative. Like, it's one thing if defenses do because it's almost like expected. But a running back going
What
for
the-
negative 0.1.
What happened? Do you know what happened? How did he get -1?
I think he
Or
didn't
0.1.
get that many carries, and the carries that he did get, he got stuffed behind the line,
Behind the line?
a
Oh
couple
my
times.
Wow.
Yeah, I was watching the game a little bit here and there, and yeah, they weren't using McKinnon that much. And like I said, the times that he did, he just got stuffed behind the line of screen. I wonder if like New England knew, all right, if this dude, if this dude is in the game, they're gonna run the ball. So they probably just like blitz the heck out of it. So other than that, though, Washington defense actually came up big for him. I mean, they're playing the Cowboys, of course, which are not very good, but still, Washington defense helped him out a little bit here. And Matt, I mean, Josh Allen didn't do as good as I thought he was going to. I thought that I said that last week. I thought he was going to have a big week this week because he's playing the Jets. Did not happen. Didn't do that well. But how about Tyler Boyd, Cincinnati receiver? That was huge. Almost 30 points here for him to help him, make it a game against Marcus here. But yeah, all in all, Matt just didn't have enough firepower this week. Like I said last week, Derrick Henry, he's playing against the Pittsburgh defense this past week, and he went 15 points instead of 40. And I mean, we all pretty much saw that coming because it's a way different defense that I was going up against this week. So, unfortunately, sorry, Matt, you lost to Marcus, and I'm sure that stings quite a bit here.
Yeah.
So, Nick, any insights on this game at all?
Any insights? It must be nice for their wide receivers to score some points. That's my insight.
I was about to say, is this like what do you call that in a movie?
Oh, foreshadowing. The
Foreshadowing.
foreshadows.
So let's that's a good segue into that game. So Nick, take us away on this. Give me the highlights of this between you and Keith this week.
All right, the highlight. There is no highlight.
No, you had one.
Besides two of my players trying to make sure that my team could win.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so the what side am I on? That side. All right. So Kyler Murray did phenomenal. Got me 43 points. There's also another. Who's the other person? Tyler Lockett, my wide receiver, did excellent with 53 points. When you have two people that put up almost 100 points, you think that's a great start, right? That's a good start, right?
Is that the highest score this year for us for one guy?
I would say so. I don't remember seeing anyone
Yeah.
scoring 50 yet this year.
That's crazy. I feel like that's normally like a quarterback that would do that.
I saw that and I was like, oh, yes. And then I looked up at the score and saw how close it was. I'm like, what's going on?
Well, then, you have two guys that one scored 0. Was it Beckham?
Yeah.
Yep.
And who else?
Odell Beckham number 2, and then Devonta Freeman. He only got
he really
0.8.
took a deuce on that one.
Point
Yeah, he did.
0.8 and 0
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Nick.
Hey.
That's a rough loss.
No,
I mean,
you know what?
I'm
It's
happy
fine.
I won, obviously, but that's
Yeah, Keaton. I told Keaton yesterday his games
My
the
last
last 2
two.
weeks have come down to the Monday night game.
yeah. Hey,
Not for me.
team's pulling through for me.
I can't, I don't know. I can't do it. I don't know what to do. I changed people around. Two people put up almost 100
Yep.
points. And then Odell's all like, meh.
Yeah,
Well-
if your guys just did like decent, like they would have, like those two guys that barely scored anything, or one didn't score anything, you would have beat me.
Yeah, it was
Easy.
only, what, 5 point different?
Yeah,
a little over 5 points.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so the thing I wanted to ask you about, I'm sure you know, Odell Beckham's out for the season. Did you know? Yeah, I don't think you knew that.
Hey, no. I knew that.
Okay. You didn't know that.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess after last performance,
I mean, it's fine.
Well, I mean, he got hurt in the first quarter.
is that why he's out? Is that why he scored?
Yeah,
nothing?
that's why
That's why he's
scored
got
nothing.
0.
That makes a lot of sense.
So,
But
and
the
was
point
he your
eight-
first round? Or
He was,
second
I
round?
don't know, he was something. He
I would
was
assume by
something.
your roster here, I think he was probably your first round pick.
He was something.
Or actually, no, Dalvin Cook was probably your first round pick, if I remember. I think it was Dalvin Cook. But anyway, Odell was a high draft pick for you, and now you're going to have to replace him. So, you know, tonight on the waiver wire, got to find some wide receiver out there. Dang, that sucks. Because, yeah, I mean, if Odell would have done 6 points,
Yeah.
you would have beat Keith this week.
Just one catch. Something nice, and then get hurt.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Hopefully he
Exactly.
didn't get hurt. If he didn't get hurt at all, that would have been better. But I mean, if you're gonna get hurt, do something first.
Another thing that sucks for Nick is that if he played anyone else but me or Gare, he would have won.
Oh, I didn't even look at that.
That's always painful.
That's like I hate that. Like when you like have a great game and
Mm-hmm.
then you lose to the only other person that would have beat you.
yeah.
Well, that's my life.
So, and then on Keaton's side, I feel like we talk about him every week. Russell Wilson puts up, another 30 plus.
With 3 picks. Still
With
getting
3
35.
picks. Yeah, he would have had 40 picks.
40 picks?
40 points.
Yeah, that would be bad.
He would have had 40 points if it wasn't for those 3 picks. But, Bird Gang, Arizona
Gang.
Cardinals came big. Sunday Night
Saw that.
Football. That
Super
was
Bowl.
awesome. Ooh, heard it here first.
You heard it here first, and just one Beardo at this time.
Yeah. So, Marcus, cut this clip in case the Cardinals make the Super Bowl.
Cut it. Keep it.
Or if they don't, then you can just tell Nick that he was wrong.
You can still cut it.
And then James Robinson, I know Keaton likes to point him out whenever he does well.
He's been
So-
doing good since you've said he wasn't
I know,
going
that's
to.
how it happens. That's why we have the
Just
show.
keep telling everyone that my team's going to do bad, and then I'll just keep winning.
So James Robinson had a huge game, 31 points. And then DeAndre Hopkins, again, 20 plus. That seems like a regular thing for Keat. So, I mean, those are, 3 guys that he relies on. Well, not really James Robinson, but Russell and Hopkins. And then Cooper seems to be pretty consistent, but I mean, even 15 points or 15 points for him with having Andy Dalton and also having a backup quarterback come in after Andy Dalton, being on the Cowboys. I mean, that's a miracle. They scored 3 points and you still got 15.
Yeah.
Points from him.
And you and I were talking, I'm thinking about putting Kirk in. I've had him out this whole time, but the last 3 games, he's been doing great. But I just know right when I put him in, he's going to.
That's fantasy football,
Yep.
baby.
I made a good choice on my defense though this week. I switched him because they were playing the Jets, and
Yep.
they got me 16 points. So I'll take that
Quality.
any
Yep.
day.
Yeah, and that was a good choice. Good job, Keith. Because, yeah, if you would have gone with the other defense, you would have lost.
Yep.
So, dang. Another close one for Nick. He'll get it sooner or later.
Yeah, we'll hope so. 0-7 is cool. It's great.
And then we'll go into Luke and Dez. We thought this was going to be a pretty good matchup. For the most part, it was. It was pretty close until I think the last game it started getting pulled, or I think Dez started pulling away a little bit with, who did he have that night? Or did he not? Oh, no, we were just keeping our eye on DK Metcalf because he was on the Seahawks. So he was just praying that DK Metcalf wouldn't go off, and thanks to Patrick Peterson on the Cardinals, he did not. So that was pretty big for him. So, yeah, let's go with Dez here. His biggest highlights, Deshaun Watson, just under 30 points, probably where you would think he would be. A.J. Brown with a huge week, 27 for a receiver. That's pretty nice. And then, wait, sorry. This is not Dez. This is Luke. I'm looking at the name here, okay?
Oh, you see
and it says D's Lutz. And so I read Dez instead of,
I was doing the same thing, actually. I'm like, and then I see, oh, hi, Mark. And I'm like, wait a second.
So sorry about that. That was Luke we're talking about here. So he had some guys do well for him this week, but just wasn't enough. against Dez, who had, his biggest highlights. Aaron Rodgers went off big this week. Him and Devontae Adams, who we'll talk about here soon, who's a nemesis for me this past week. Aaron Rodgers, that is, 35-plus points. Scary Terry, as they call him, went off for 22. And then Kenny Golladay with a solid day against the Falcons. Who doesn't have a good day against the Falcons? So, it was a good matchup. We prefaced that. We thought it'd be good. I picked the wrong team to win. Garrison picked the right one. And, the good thing about it is Luke got brought down with the rest of us here. So I think now everyone's within, I think I told Kate, everyone's within 2 games other than Nick. Everyone's within 2 games of each other.
I still believe in you, Nick.
Thank you, Keaton. Thank you.
So it's a pretty close fantasy standings this year. So that's been pretty fun.
Except for Nick.
Can I still make the playoffs?
Sure, why not?
Oh, okay.
Anything's possible, man.
Yeah.
I think we're
Until it
halfway. We're probably a little over halfway till playoff start.
There.
So if you go on a run, if you win the rest of your games, you have a shot.
It's possible.
Yep.
Then we'll round it out with the Just Two Beardos matchup that we talked about last week. Thankfully, Gare isn't here. We'll go through this really quickly. Long story short, I lost. And for Garrison, like I mentioned, Devontae Adams went off for 44 points. And you're like, dang, they're going to do good. Or that was awesome for a receiver this week. And then freaking Tyler Lockett that night goes off for 50 plus.
Yeah.
And Keenan Allen, great play by Garrison there for over 22 points. He put in the Chiefs defense I mentioned here at the beginning of the transactions. He dropped the Patriots defense for Kansas City, got 21 plus out of that. So that was pretty solid of him there. Going back to my team, I think I would have picked Garrison this past week. At that point in time, I thought Michael Thomas and Aaron Jones were going to play that week. Michael Thomas ended up being out, a day or two after we had our podcast. And then I think the day before Sunday, they ruled Aaron Jones out for the week as well. So 3 of my top point earners were out for the week. I mean, I haven't had Michael Thomas all year, but I was banking on that. So Michael Thomas, Aaron Jones, Lamar Jackson, all were out this past week. Madison was on a bye as well. So I had to do some pickups here. I picked up Roethlisberger, who didn't do that well for me. Jamal Williams, though, who took the place of Aaron Jones on the Packers, got 21 points. So that wasn't terrible. That was a pretty good pickup there. And then other than that, I had solid, points. It just wasn't enough to keep up with Garrison and freaking Devontae Adams going for 44 plus. So. But yeah, that's the recap here for this week. Garrison, again, this is back-to-back weeks. Garrison's gotten all the predictions right. It kills me a little bit inside.
It's back-to-back weeks for me where I didn't.
You didn't win?
I didn't.
Back-to-back
to the 7th power.
Oh, gosh. So that now puts it, Garrison, 17 for 28. I'm now under 500, 13 for 28. So he's starting to get some separation on me as far as the predictions go. And so not only did I lose to him in fantasy, but he beat me in the predictions for this week. And now he has a total lead in that. So it's not good. I'm not feeling good.
What a week for him.
You might be feeling better than Gare, though, right
That's
now.
true.
True.
That's true.
You may be losing that, but you don't have COVID yet.
Not yet. That's true. So I am winning. Thank you, Keith.
You're winning in life.
I'm winning in life, not in fantasy. This is real life. So we'll jump into our awards here then. So our first award goes to the You're Killing Him. And unfortunately, this one goes against me. So for Garrison, but against me, he beat me by 22.38 points. Again, I was just sad that a couple of my guys were rolled out for this week. And, I knew it was going to be a tough battle. So congrats, Gare. You won an award. So just cap off this week. You got all this positive stuff. And then, well, you got a positive test probably coming on. Then we go to our next award. The My Back is Broken Spinal Award. This one goes to Marcus, and I think this is our highest percentage. So again, this one goes to the team member of the team that wins, that made up for the highest majority of the points. I think this is the highest percentage we've had so far. I could be wrong, but Marcus had Tom Brady, and he accounted for 34.68% of his points. Isn't that nuts?
That's crazy.
So he scored 129. Let me get back to the score here. He scored 129, and Tom Brady went for almost 45 points. So that's pretty good.
That's really good.
That's really good.
That's excellent.
And, I mean, credit to Marcus again. That Tom Brady pickup, he's been solid for like the last 4 or 5 weeks.
If Nick would have won, he would have had 2 players possibly for that award.
Yeah, I was about to say, you only get the award if your team wins.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. Sorry. we made that
It's
rule.
a winner's world, Nick.
We don't hand out participation trophies.
Come on.
Okay?
Great. Come on.
We're not that kind of
Well,
podcast.
actually, you might get a trophy this year, Nick.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, don't even say it. Say none of
The
it.
old
Say none of
toilet
it.
trophy.
I will not get that trophy.
Which I
Someone's
think
listening to
Clay
me.
still has, by the way.
Well, what the heck?
I don't
We
know.
need to get that back.
Yeah, we need to double check where that's at, actually.
It's not going to be
That's
for
like
me.
from our first season,
Wait a second.
right? He hasn't played since.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I think we gave it to him, and I don't know if he still has it or lost it or what.
Wait, that's a trophy for being in last place, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were talking about a trophy for not winning any games.
No, I think if you get last, you
Yeah.
get the toilet.
Great.
It's true.
At least I'm in the lead for something. So
Well, let's keep the positive stuff going here for you, Nick, because you got the next award.
Hey.
You got the Uncle Rico Award.
Yeah, coach would have put me in fourth quarter. We'd have been state champions, no doubt. No doubt in my mind.
So, Nick, you know how this award goes.
Yes,
I
I
think
do.
you've gotten it already.
no,
Didn't you get it already this year?
I don't. I got an award.
Oh no, you got
I
the
don't think
Just
it was
Killing
this
Him
one.
award against you.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
So you
sorry.
didn't even get it. You just got killed.
I helped somebody else get an award.
There you go. You're just a good guy.
Just a good
That's what
guy.
it's what I do.
So again, this award goes to the losing team that could have put someone else into their lineup and would have won the matchup. You could have actually used Deshaun Jackson in replace of Odell Beckham Jr. So if you would have made that change,
Just to make you feel a little better.
no one's gonna
Yeah.
make that change though. No one.
No one can predict.
It's only
the injuries.
2020 hindsight. There's no way I would have said, Nick, you need to start Deshaun Jackson over Odell Beckham Jr.
And I would have been like, no, he's due.
Yeah.
Due.
Do.
I would have thought he would have got you 6
I
points.
see you, Nick.
I see you, bro.
Yeah,
I
we
see.
got.
Sensational.
Oh, that's
Oh,
not it.
he ruined it. Are you gonna try it again or?
I think I know where it is. It's
Okay.
right. No.
I see you, Bob.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So-
this is some tough stuff over here.
Yeah.
Trying to get these things. There's like 4 of them. It's hard.
Yeah, you sure you don't have COVID? You're
Honestly,
acting weird.
I'm a little loopy.
Keaton, I'm a little fatigued over here.
Oh my.
I can't taste or smell.
My lips are dry. I couldn't taste for 2 weeks straight once. You guys remember that?
I do remember that. You probably had COVID.
Yee.
Who hasn't at this point?
Yeah.
True story.
Okay, so those were our awards for this week. We'll jump into the waiver wire. Players that I think that might be pretty beneficial. First, I'll talk about players who I think will have a longer term benefit to them, and then I'll talk about players who I think will be pretty good for this week's matchups. So, first is Herbert. If you're looking for a quarterback, I think Nick, we were talking about you need one.
Nope.
No, who was it?
Remember?
Was it Luke?
Maybe.
Come on, man. You got to keep this stuff straight.
I think we're talking about Luke because Luke only has one quarterback who's on a bye this week, and he doesn't have anyone on his
I
bench.
think
Yes,
Luke.
it is.
It's Luke, yes.
So, Herbert, he's been great. He's a rookie. He's just got done scoring 44 points this last week. I think he's passed the test for me personally. If I see them do well for 3 weeks or have a good average of points, I would probably pick them up. So I think Herbert is right there. I almost picked him up this week. And I think if I would have beat Garrison if I put him over Ben Roethlisberger. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm over it.
Hindsight.
I'm on to week 8. So I think that's a good guy. That could be a good pickup here for a long term. And then a couple guys who I just had and I released, I might be picking them up again. One of them's T. Higgins. He's starting to build a good bond with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. Could be pretty good pickup going forward. From what I've read from articles as well, is that they are building a pretty good relationship. I know Tyler Boyd just scored a ton of points with Joe Burrow, so that kind of made me a little nervous. It's like, why aren't you talking about Tyler Boyd and Joe Burrow? But either way, T. Higgins should be a pretty good pickup here. I mean, look at this. 18 points the last 2 weeks. So that's pretty solid.
That is pretty solid.
So I think he could be a long-term kind of guy. I mean, he's gone the last 5 weeks, 21, 13, 10, 18 points-wise. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. Brandon Ayuk, a guy who I've had and trying to see how he's doing. He's been kind of like here and there, but he had a breakout game. He went over 100 yards this last week. Deebo Samuel's out now, who's another receiver on the 49ers. So now you would expect Ayuk to get a little bit more attention that way. So I think that's another guy who, for at least the short term, could be someone good off your bench or a possible starter going forward. So those are my 3 guys that you might want to look at. Was there a position that we were talking about that you needed?
For me, I think I'm going to have to go
With a receiver. Because of OBJ.
receiver. Yeah.
So, yeah, those are 2 guys you might want to take a look at.
I was scoping that out.
Yeah.
I was looking at that.
So, I think those are 2 solid guys that you can, be able to lean on going forward. And then, I want to talk about 3 people that I think have good matchups this week if you're looking for like a 1-week replacement. Derek Carr is playing against the Browns this week, who's not one of the better defenses. Derek Carr could be a good backup quarterback for this week. So, again, Luke, I guess I gave him Herbert and Carr, a couple players to look out for. Butker, kicker, against the Jets.
What's the name?
Butker.
Hmm.
Butker.
Another Butker.
He seems to be getting
Butker.
picked up and dropped by everyone in the league, it seems like.
What's that name?
Wow.
Well, I mean,
mean,
he's one of the best kickers.
That's
so.
what
Nope.
you do.
Nope, can't be.
Nope, can't.
Nope. If his name
Not
is
with
not
that-
Young Ho, he is not the best kicker in the league.
Come on. That is a true statement, Ryan.
So Butker versus the Jets, I think he'll be a good, if you need a kicker for a week, that could be someone that you can lean on. And then lastly, Chargers defense versus the Denver Broncos. That offense is terrible in Denver. I think the Chargers will probably have a pretty good week defensively. So those are some of the waiver wire people I think we can be able to look at going forward. So let's get into the predictions here. Nick, we are going to talk about, let's talk about you. Talk
Okay.
about me. Talk about, isn't that a song?
Yeah.
Country
You and
song?
me?
Let's talk
Oh.
about. Wait.
I thought you were talking about
Is it-
sex, baby.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
was
is it?
thinking.
You
Yeah, I know what you're
and
talking about
me,
now
that
when you
one.
said the country.
I think I was thinking the country one.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's where you lose me.
I don't listen to country either, but
Oh,
there's one
you
that,
don't?
that's-
Sounds like it.
You guys don't
Ryan.
listen to country?
Nah.
Oh,
I don't.
Man, I do, but I don't know that song.
So Nick, you're going up against Dez. What do you got here? What do you got up your sleeve? First of all, I need you to sell me on picking you over Dez this week.
All right, check this out. Check it. What I've got is dibs on the waiver wire.
Facts.
So I got fresh points that can just be put right on top of my bench. We've got, and it's what I've got to do. So you really don't know what my team's going to look like until I start making some money moves, make some management moves. You know what I mean?
And what do you say all the time? It's a game time decision.
Oh, it's always a game time decision. Always. You never let them know what you're doing. You never let the defense get ready. Game time decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because defense wins games. So if you can throw the defense off, game time decision.
So are you not going to let me know who you're picking up?
No. You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because I don't even know who I'm picking up, man. I would like to let myself know who I'm picking up.
Well, yeah, the waiver wire is later tonight, so you might want to get that submitted.
Oh,
in.
I'll have enough time.
Okay. So
Okay.
with that lack of information from Nick, I'm gonna pick Dez this week.
Do it.
I just hate Kyler Murray, Kenyon Drake being gone. I think you have someone JD McKissick.
Yeah.
He's going to be gone.
I do have a quarterback already. Matthew Ryan.
You
He's
do
gonna be my
have Matt
backup.
Ryan, but he's going against Carolina on the road, who's not a bad team. And it's not Kyler.
You know what?
Kyler's been, let me take a quick look here. Oh, number 1 position rank in fantasy is Kyler Murray.
Oh, wow.
He's been carrying your team, dude.
Yeah,
He's been good. And Matt Ryan's ranked 11th. So it's going to be a drop off, I think. And that's what scares me. Kenyon Drake, I know, didn't have a great week last week. And actually, he's going to be out for a few weeks, by the way. So you
Forever.
might want to look at another running back if possible.
Running back, wide receiver. I need everything. I need a new
You
team.
do.
We need a new season.
Yeah,
I need a
redo.
new season.
But I don't. And then, oh man, Tyler Lockett against San Francisco. I don't think he's going to score 50-plus points again. And then Aaron Rodgers going against a bad Minnesota team. Zeke going against the Eagles. Not very good. I don't know. I'm picking Dez.
You
I
know
can't.
what? That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Garrison picked Dez. So we got his picks in, by the way. He's probably coughing up a lung. What was he said? What was his issues?
Gare. It's
Yeah.
like diarrhea, stomach ache, headache. I don't know if I buy any of it, honestly. He's like at his house with his family. Everyone's like super loud. He doesn't sound sick at all. But
Yeah, I think they had the Bachelorette playing in the background
The Bachelor.
because we had it on speaker and it sounded like the Bachelorette was on.
fun.
Yeah. So he made his picks and he picked Dez as well. So that's who I'm gonna go with. Sorry, Nick. I just it's too tough without Kyler. It makes me sad. So let's get to someone else in this studio who's actually in the control room. And got a little heated in text messages, so they come up against each other. Keaton Marcus this week.
Nice. Marcus, I'm coming for you, baby.
Keat, any insight on your team? You got
I'm probably going to win. Just joking. I don't know. I haven't even looked at
well, let me give you
who's available to play.
let me give you some insight here. James Robinson on a bye. Hopkins on a bye. And I think that's it for you.
Okay.
Oh, Kirk on your bench is on a bye. Chark is on a bye.
Wow. Looks like my team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that might be a little tricky.
I think it is going to be a little bit trickier for you this week.
Battle of the waiver
I'm looking at your
wire.
bench. Like I was thinking Hopkins, but I mean, we were talking about Kirk possibly, but they're on the same team, so they have the same bye.
Well, and
Chark, yeah. So you're going to have to pick up another receiver.
It's a good thing we do this.
Yeah.
Keeps me informed.
Yeah. I found out I had a player not returning and everything.
Yeah. I'm helping you guys all out tonight. And then James Robinson, I think you do have a running, not a very good one.
Yeah, no one. Is
Yeah,
it Ingram?
you're gonna have to do something, dude.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
I don't like this at all. You could bring Chris Carson up to that running back spot and pick up another wide receiver. So you could pick up 2 wide receivers if you wanted. Hopefully you wrote down what those wide receivers I said to pick up. But
I'll rewatch. I'll be editing this for hours, so
Going over
hopefully I'll be able to remember.
And then David Johnson's on a bye for Marcus, and that's pretty much it. And David Johnson isn't that great. He's got Le'Veon Bell on the bench. He's got Robert Woods on the bench. He can move McKinnon up to the running back slot and use another wide receiver, but McKinnon didn't do that great, so I could see him picking up another running back. Oh, he's got Darrell Henderson as well. So he's got options. And with that being said, James Robinson and Hopkins being out, and then, you don't really have anyone on your bench to replace those. You're going to have to go on the waiver wire. I'm going to have to go with Marcus this week, actually.
You know what? I think unless I figure something out, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
But
That'd be tough.
I'm still hopeful.
Oh, by the way, who did you pick for the last game?
I'm going to go
So
ahead
we
and
have
go
it on
with Dez.
Oh, you're not going with the positive thinking of you
Oh,
winning
no.
again?
No. I still am hoping that I win.
Well, yeah, but you said you got to speak into existence, basically.
I'm
That's
going
why
to
you
win.
picked
I'm
yourself.
going to win.
Okay, then why are you picking Dez to win?
That's how you gamble. Sometimes you don't gamble with your heart.
Nope, you gotta gamble with your wallet, not with your heart.
You're absolutely right.
That's what my dad always said.
What a genius man he is.
So who do you have for this game?
I am going to go Marcus with this one.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know how he does it, but somehow he's able to move stuff around to where it's like, wow, that was a great pick this week.
I know. He's been doing good this week.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like it.
And Garrison, he picked you, Keith.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks, Gare.
Ooh.
So,
Even though you'll never watch this, and now I said thank you. But
yeah.
Thank you, Gare.
Exactly. We'll move on to Garrison and Luke this week. So, it shows Garrison playing Cam Newton. I doubt that's going to happen. I think he's going to drop Cam Newton this week. Got Matthew Stafford on the bench. Doesn't show anyone currently starting on a bye. Will Fuller, who's on his bench, will have a bye. And Luke, Deshaun Watson's on a bye. I think that's it for him, but that's a pretty big one to have on a bye. And we talked about that already. So he's going to need to pick up a quarterback. So with all that being said, I think I went with Garrison. He's just on fire right now as far as winning. Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, I think are going to have pretty good weeks to help him along the way. I think he's going to pick up a quarterback. And then Luke, it's always hard to pick against Luke, but man, without Deshaun Watson, though, that's going to be a tough win. So I think that's the reason why I'm picking against Luke this week is for Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Jackson's on your team. We talked about him already.
Yeah.
Who do you got? Garrison or Luke?
It's really tough. There's some bye weeks going on with everybody's team.
Not so much in this one, though.
Not so much in that one, though. Okay, if I'm going to tell you the truth, this is just going to be like a coin toss for me because I don't know.
Well, just pick one then.
I'm going to go with Luke.
I was about to say, just pick the one against me, just to be safe.
I'm going to go with Luke.
Because I was 1 for 3 last week, or 1 for 4.
Yeah, but that can all change.
Good.
Stats are cool, but stats are only there because it had already happened. You can't, that's a long story.
I mean, Luke has a solid roster. I mean, he has some really good dudes on his bench that are just on injured reserve right now. So once they come back, he's going to have an even deeper roster. But I think his running back pool right now isn't doing so great. So I think that's another reason. He'll get those guys back. He'll be a strong team again. But I think Garrison does capitalize on going up against another team that has their starting quarterback on a bye. Me last week, and now Luke this week. Garrison's getting some help. Cool. Let's get into the last matchup. It's going to be Matt versus me. And Matt's got Brandon Cooks on a bye. And I think that's it for his starters going forward. I don't think I have anyone on a bye, finally. It seems like every week I have 2 or 3 dudes on a bye. So that'll work out here for my favor. I'll get Lamar Jackson back, starting quarterback. Aaron Jones hopefully gets over his injury and is able to play this week. That would help. And it's not sounding too great, but Michael Thomas could, I guess, come back for this week. I'm not relying on it. And let's see. Matt, what do you got going on here? Josh Allen against New England. Eesh. They always seem to take out the best player in that game. Derrick Henry against Cincinnati. That should be a pretty big game for him going forward.
There's no bias for him either, right?
The only bye he has is Brandon Cooks.
There is one bye?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then on his bench, he's got Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, who he can put in there. So it's not a huge drop-off. It might actually be better if he played Mike Evans, actually. So, yeah, I think I'll be able to finally have a full roster again. And I think I'll be able to beat Matt. I think our win probably is 50-50 right now on this thing. And, if it's a 50-50, I'm going to pick myself every time. Bet on yourself, man. Bet on yourself.
You got to put that positive energy out there, man.
So I bet Matt's going to be texting me, I'm sure. And it'll be annoying. Because I bet I'll be losing. Oh, boy. Nick, who you got?
So I was thinking the same thing that you were thinking. The probability is at 50%. And that's with them calculating the bye. one of his guys on a bye. So once he changes that, I'm pretty sure that's going to change.
So so you're saying once he puts someone in there, his point probability will go up.
Or down.
It should go up because
down.
it shows 8 there to play. But then again, I'm putting guys back in that should be healthy and should be getting more points. So I think it'll still be pretty even.
I don't
again.
think it's going to be lopsided, 60-40, 70-30. But I just thought that was interesting. It was still calculating it to be completely, if or that. But I'm going to go with Ryan.
Nice.
I'm going to go with Ryan on this one.
Sweet. I don't think I mentioned it, but Garrison obviously picked himself to beat Luke, and he actually picked me to beat
nice.
Matt. So
Nice.
me and Garrison had everything the same. I went Marcus, and he went with Keaton in that matchup. So we'll see how that one game goes. See if I could catch up a game this week. But that'll do it for us. Any final thoughts from either of you two about this upcoming week? We're slowly but surely getting closer to the playoffs here.
Gare, get better. Keep growing that beard out. Don't shave it. Stop shaving it. That's it.
Wow. Okay.
I just want to win one. Like I have to just one game and I'm fine. Like it's just one.
I feel like if you're towards the end of the season and you're not going to make the playoffs, just throw a game for Nick. Just
No, don't do that.
just start like these third string guys in
I don't
real
wanna hand
life
out.
and make sure Nick gets the win.
Everyone's going to be pretty close, I feel like.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna be
That's-
hard. I don't know if you can just throw a game.
Yeah,
No,
1
I
through
don't wanna hand
7.
out.
Like I said, positions 1 through 7 are separated by 2 games.
Now, Nick, if you're in that position, don't you throw games? and
No,
mess
I'm
it
not.
up.
No, I'm not throwing games.
Yeah,
You
Nick's
guys
not that
can-
kind of guy.
You guys
He wouldn't
can
do that.
watch my roster if you want. You thinking that I'm gonna trade away good players to somebody knowing that I can't make any moves? Nope, not me.
Yeah, don't let Garrison sneak his way in there.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't let him talk you into trading
I haven't
Kyler
let-
Murray for some garbage.
There was one thing I should have let him talk me into. He wanted Odell Beckham for a while. He did, and I was like, no. I told him he's due for some points because he wasn't putting up a lot. I wanted to hold on to him. He was due for some points. Well, now he's not due for any points.
He's just doo-doo.
Ooh. Sounds like he's going to get a lot of doo-doo on him here pretty soon.
Oh man, living the dream. I'm jealous.
That's not a dream for me. No way. I am not into that.
It's on the internet.
Yeah. So cool. That is our week 7 projection. So again, week 8. So this is our first week where we start replaying the same people we did from week 1. So should be interesting how those change from this week. But other than that, we'll break it down from here. Nick, since Garrison isn't here, how about you sign us off here?
All right. Well, I'm not. What am I supposed to do for the sign off?
You could do whatever you want, man. You don't even have to do what Garrison does. You just do what you want to do.
You know what? Thank you for having me on this show. It's been amazing. I know my input has been wonderful.
Highly valuable.
Highly valuable, and it's going to weigh heavy on all of your hearts and decisions. So hopefully I do some good things on the waiver wire. Hopefully I can come back. But until then, if you like what you see, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you know when all the episodes come up. And have yourself a wonderful rest of your week. Until next time, it's just one Beardo, and he's signing off.
Amen.